Are you recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Are we recording?
Yeah, recording.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh? Okay, I want to try it again because last time we tried to do this, it didn't work. So I want to try it again. We're going to try the fucking Waze voice thing. I'm going to see if it works now because last time it didn't let us record. So I'm just going to see what happens this time. Why is it not? It's doing the thing again where it's saying I have to allow the microphone, but it doesn't give me the option to do it. I feel like it's all a scam. Waze don't actually let you record that voice. They just made it up.
They just made up that you can do it.
Yeah. That's so lame. Anyway.
So it's been a while.
Fuck, my phone didn't do it. It has been a while. Anyway, what was I saying?
I mean, since we last recorded, there's been Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
There's been New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
There's been both of us getting COVID.
Mm-hmm.
There's been your friend can't tell the time properly.
What?
I know we're supposed to record last week, but somebody can't read the time.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to record last week.
But somebody was late.
Yeah, we're not going to name names. They don't listen anyway.
Doesn't matter, there's not listen.
We're not going to name names.
Nobody listens. It's
People
okay.
just don't know how to use a clock. And that's fine. Okay? It's all good. That's the reason we didn't have an episode last week. Not that anyone's sitting around waiting. I think that's sort of where I was at, is I was like...
That was a gay joke, by the way.
I ignored it completely. It was easier to ignore it. I think the general thing is that, like, no one's actually waiting for this. So
Just
it's
us.
like, we can just record it whenever we want at the moment. Once we hit, like, 100 listeners, then we'll stick to some sort of schedule. But for now, we're just going to record it kind of weekly, maybe twice a week if we end up, like, we're probably going to end up recording one on Wednesday, right?
I think so.
Because what time's basketball? Like 6.
6, yeah.
So that's, yeah. So I'm probably going to end up recording one.
Work at 2, so we can see something.
We could probably make something happen.
We could probably fuck. I mean, record.
What's up?
Record a podcast. We
Anyway,
don't talk about boom.
Shut up. All right. So our agreement last week was that when we did it, we were going to watch something together so we could talk about something. And you had just watched Encanto. Encanto?
I don't think it matters. It's
Okay,
Colombian.
whatever. Encanto. It's been a while since it came out, and I still haven't watched it. I just have no urge to watch it. And I should have for the podcast, but I didn't, so...
So instead we're talking about Attack of the Clones, the greatest Star Wars
We should
movie
talk about
ever
Attack of
made.
the Clones. I haven't watched it recently.
Let's put it on.
Yeah, live commentary. I haven't watched it in a while. Good movie.
Some of the
It's
worst dialogue.
I can't believe there's people who think any other Star Wars movie is the worst.
Doesn't make sense to me.
That
I
is
just
the
don't
worst
get it.
movie.
I just do not get it.
That's the worst one. Say whatever you want. That is the worst Star Wars movie. And I'm sick of pretending otherwise.
Does anyone actually pretend like it's not the worst Star Wars movie?
I've seen people say Last Jedi is worse.
What?
Okay, so I'm I'm not getting into this because if like one Star Wars fan listens to this, I will never be allowed to record a podcast again. Because for some reason, anytime I say I like The Last Jedi, and I actually think it's quite high up in my ranking, you're looking at the recording funny. Is something wrong?
Oh, no, just like sometimes your audio is really loud. I was just trying to see what was going on with it.
I think it's me.
I think it's you just being
The problem
very...
is I'm just very
You're
loud.
the issue, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try and look at the waves from here and make sure it's fine.
It looks fine.
I think it's okay. I think it's just that I'm really loud.
You are very loud.
Yeah, it's just that I'm loud. Anyway, I was just going to open up my ranking of the Star Wars movies on Letterboxd so I can tell you exactly where I sit. So currently, just from my last rewatch, and it's been a long time since I've rewatched, not long time, a couple of years. According to my last rewatch, Last Jedi was second in my ranking,
That's pretty high.
which gets
That would get some
flamed.
people... That would get people riled up.
Obviously behind Empire Strikes Back, because that's
Obviously.
definitively the best one. But then third, New Hope. Fourth, Force Awakens.
That's a very common... Like, it's the same movie.
Yep.
The Force Awakens is just
Pretty
a
much.
reboot,
They
pretty
sit
much.
the same for me. And then Episode 3 is fifth, Return of the Jedi 6th, Rise of Skywalker 7, Rogue One 8. Not that I think it's a bad movie. This is just in terms of my enjoyment. I don't enjoy Rogue One
if
whatsoever.
any Star Wars fan listens to this, you're going to get absolutely torched.
Flamed. Especially because then below it, Episode 1 and 2. In that order, so 9 and 10.
Solo? You haven't watched it, have you?
Solo I've never seen.
You've watched all of it.
Start to finish. I know the ending. I know the post-credit scene, obviously, which they've done nothing with, and that pisses me off. People are saying that could actually come into Boba Fett, which we can talk about later on, I guess, even though I'm pretty sure I'm further behind than you are.
I just haven't seen the most recent episode.
Yeah, no, I'm like 3 behind, so I'm quite far back. But yeah, I get flamed a lot for that ranking, and I have it public on my letterbox. So every now and then, someone will follow me on letterbox to be like, "Are you like okay?
Are you okay?
Are you all right?" Like, yeah, I just know a good movie when I see it. Because anyone that hates Last Jedi, I think the problem is that people hate it because it shot down not just a lot of what Force Awakens did, but just like the whole franchise. And a lot of Star Wars does feel really consistent and really the same. Like they are generic movies.
Ray Star Wars.
Yes, that. They're very generic movies, and Last Jedi is probably the least generic. That's the one where they did things that were actually different and interesting, and a lot of people don't like that. But that's my opinion. I'm not saying anyone's wrong for saying that Last Jedi is bad. I'm just saying personally, I like it.
I'm doing my own rewatch right now of Star Wars. I'm just watching it in chronological order. I'm gonna watch I've watched Solo, and I'm watching Rogue One, and then I'll go into. I'm just doing the movies. I'm not doing the Clone Wars or
That's
Rebels or
pussy
whatever.
shit. You should do the whole thing. That's what I want to do. That's why I haven't done it
That
recently.
takes so fucking long though. I don't have time for that.
Mandalorian as well.
Okay,
and Clone
fuck.
Wars. But I'm not going to do the whole Clone Wars, just like the definitive episodes. You know, when you go online, you do like the...
Yeah. Watch
these are the episodes you should watch. And don't watch these ones. It's like the filler episodes. Because there's like multiple 3-episode runs where it's like, look at R2-D2 doing goofy things. He's a
some
goofy
of my
little
favorite
man.
episodes.
They're great, but I'm not going to watch
They're
them if I'm
awesome.
trying to watch for lore. I'm not going to be like, yeah, let me watch R2-D2 be a goofy little fella. Wow! Thank you.
Holy shit.
That spiked like fucking crazy, dog.
I'm sorry. Turn your volume. We're going to put an audio warning at the start of this.
Headphone users, turn them down. We don't want them. Fuck, that reminds me. I was going to play a theme song and then didn't, so that's fine. Yeah, you were saying you're doing a Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm up to
without TV.
Solo. So I'm four movies in. I've watched the prequel trilogy and Solo.
Yep.
I'd definitely say I'd go 3, Solo, 1, 2.
Yeah, that's about right.
I just think, I mean,
1 and 2 are bad movies.
I like the pod races, okay?
1 and 2 are bad movies, but 1 has better moments in it than 2. And 2 is a worse movie.
I still had my
definitively.
Lego pod racer. I used to have the Anakin's pod. I wonder where that
That's
went.
pretty cool. They did release a new
I
version
probably
of
lost
that.
it
I
in
need
my
to get
parents'
it.
divorce, I'll be honest. Not to be...
Jeez, you want to get... This is a podcast, not a fucking therapy session.
Well, some of us can't afford therapy, so we're talking about it on a podcast.
I could afford it. I just won't do it. I got this instead. What do I need therapy for?
Exactly. This is a podcast.
Boring. And you know what else is therapy?
I want to sit to another
this
dude
is
and
my-
talk about my feelings. It's kind of fruity, isn't it?
Shut up. This is my segue. Shut up. Speaking of not needing therapy, you don't need therapy because you just had a new game come out yesterday that you're already obsessed with, and you've played what?
32
25
minutes.
32 minutes. And that was literally in the time you picked it up this morning, and then I got here, and you'd played 32 minutes of it, and you already love it. What game was that, Connor? You got to think of something stupid. It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I'll talk about that.
Cricket 22.
Disgusting. Okay, actually, before we talk about Pokemon, how many hours did you say you played of Cricket 19? I want you to out yourself on this podcast because that is disgusting.
I didn't even get it until like around the time that the Ashes started, so it would have been late November, early December when I actually got the game.
Oh my god.
So in a month, I played 53 hours of it.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, what's that?
That's like 2 hours average a day, and you don't even play PlayStation every day.
Yeah,
That's disgusting. Like, for me, like, I probably do play 2 hours of PlayStation a day most days. On average, probably, because I'm like, I'll finish work at 5:30, go home, have dinner, whatever, and then just sit there and play PlayStation. Whereas you, like, you have a life. And by that, I mean a wife.
and only one TV.
And a TV.
I can't share the TV. I
Exactly.
can't tell her I'm playing PlayStation. You have to get another TV.
Exactly. So I feel like it's probably a little bit grosser that you have that many hours. That's disgusting. I actually hate
It
it.
means like on some days I probably played it for like 8-10 hours a day.
That's so fucked. That's
It is so repetitive as well. Like I don't know if any of our listener would listen. Would watch
I don't know if our one listener.
paid attention to cricket, but like
Well, do you pay attention to cricket?
I do.
Then you're
Okay,
our
yeah.
one listener pays
So-
attention to cricket. Got it.
So Connor, with cricket, especially long form cricket, it's about hitting the same spot 6 balls in a row, getting the batsman into a pattern. So you got to build your way up to getting them out. You can't just like bowl it on the stumps to get them out. You got to bowl like 4 or 5 balls that are hitting the top of off stump or like just outside, so they're not sure if they're going to leave it or play it, and then you make one swing back in, hit leg stump. That's how you get them out. So that's why it takes so long to like make this game work when you're playing. You can't just like do it in like half an hour and win the game. It's like
It's a long game.
it's a long game, yeah. Even with skipping every other player and just doing like the career player. That's all I do really as well is play his career player because it takes
That's
too long.
disgusting.
It takes too long. I don't want to play a whole 5-day game with
That's
the
fair.
entire team.
So you only play as yourself. You don't play as
Yeah.
the whole team.
I play as
But no,
my
like in
3 players: Connor James, Mike Hunt, and General Bangers.
I'm not even fucking surprised at any of those. Yeah, because I wasn't sure of how the career worked in that. Because like in Madden, you play as the whole team, but then obviously in like 2K, you play as just yourself. So I'm like, could go either way.
Yeah, so you have the option. You can it'll skip the bat. You can choose to play as a whole team, but when you're batting, it'll generally just like skip all the other players batting. And like if you hit the ball and you're at the non-striker's end, it'll give you the option to either just like watch the ball or sim it.
Right.
I've got it set to like auto sim, so like as soon as I'm not facing, it sims to back to when I'm facing again. And
Literally,
then-
no one gives a shit about this.
yeah, and then when I'm bowling, I'm either bowling or it's simming to the next time I'm bowling. There's no in between because nobody fucking wants to field. It's boring as shit.
Sometimes I wish I had a time machine because I would go back to 5 minutes ago before I asked you how many hours did you have on Cricket 22, so that I would
It's Cricket
never have to
19
do
actually.
this.
It's not the new one.
Oh,
It's
whatever,
it's the
Cricket
old one.
19.
I'm not going to spend.
Cheapskate, cheapskate, cheapskate.
Speaking of cheapskate,
Shame.
I saw somebody selling AFL Evolution for $80 on Facebook Marketplace.
That's
the other day.
fucked up.
No one's buying.
They're still selling it for like $50 at like JB Hi-Fi and EB Games and shit. It's such a
Why?
fucking rip-off. It's such a shit game, but they know they can do it because what are you going to do? You don't have an alternative AFL game. Like, you have one option. You can't get something else. You have to get that game.
It's actually got on Google. 86% of users like this video game.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit.
6.5 out of 10 is actually a very high rating for that game.
That's not that bad. That's
That's
higher
from
than
Press
it should
Start.
be.
Press Start's a pretty like reputable
Actually, that's all
source.
right. The gameplay is pretty good. The gameplay is good.
It's
That's
very
it,
hard
though.
to make a good footy gameplay.
The gameplay is good. The rest of it is fucking atrocious. It looks like shit. It plays like ass. But it's footy. So, like,
It's pretty hard to make that a good.
yeah, it's a shit game.
I wonder if Kanye could do something with it. You know,
He
Kanye
could.
throw some money behind.
Man, that is fucking bizarre what's happening with that. So, yeah, as of right now, Kanye is apparently, supposedly, trying to set up a concert in Melbourne, which is fucking insane already.
He's also only got 1 vaccination dose. He's not double dose,
really?
so he's like not even sure he's going to get into Australia in the first place.
I just turned you down a little bit. Sorry. I was trying to move this.
That was awfully rude.
Well, I could turn you all the way down.
That's all of our listeners gone.
And you're out. So anyway, yes, as of right now, all we know is that Kanye is trying to set up a concert in Melbourne in March. But the weekend he wants to do it lines up with a St Kilda Collingwood round 1 game of AFL.
Yes,
Uh,
at Marvel Stadium.
and Marvel Stadium, who
The AFL
it's
owns it.
owned by the AFL,
Yeah,
but they're saying no, which is fucking insane. Because
footy comes first.
St Kilda Collingwood, I get it. That's going to be a packed game. It's round 1. It's 2 Victorian teams.
Round 1. There hasn't been really much footy in like proper footy in the last like 2
2 years.
years. Yeah,
So this feels like it's the back to normal season.
hopefully.
So it is going to be busy, but you can't tell me that Kanye wouldn't sell out that entire fucking stadium, especially if he only did Melbourne, which it sounds like that's what's happening. If he only did Melbourne and didn't do any other states, so many people would come over from other states for it.
100%. You'd sell that like twice over.
So the last time he was here was like 2013, I think. I'm pretty sure it was the last time he was here for the Yeezus tour. So that was, about 2013. And he hasn't come back since. He's never indicated that he had plans of coming back. In fact, after his not Donda, the album before that, because he went to doing his fucking gospel service shit, everyone was under the impression that he was never coming back. Like, he was never even going to do concerts again in general. And then Donda happened. He did the listening parties, which was obviously not a concert, but it was close. And then he did that concert with Drake for charity. And that was the first time where everyone was like, hang on, maybe he is going to do concerts again.
The Kanye World Tour. Did you just turn yourself off?
Yes. No, I'm just working out what's going on because I can hear a little, like, I think it's me.
Wind.
You can hear no, it's like when I touch the microphone.
Don't touch it then.
Hear that? That's me touching the microphone. That's going to be... Wow! I thought that'd be worse, but it actually wasn't. I just need to hold it still and not fucking touch it. Stop stroking the microphone.
I just wanted to see the spikes.
We need to get boom poles.
Yeah,
Anyway, so, yes, if Kanye was to perform here, he would bring a lot of people from other states here. Obviously, everyone in Melbourne would go.
And New Zealand as well, I reckon.
Yeah, because you'd be fucking stupid not to go. My theory is
I
like...
doubt he's going to play in New Zealand.
Yeah, but it's like, if it's taken him this long to come back, the chances of him coming back again, very low. But March is so bizarre for him to do that. Because they're talking about him coming in March, and then he's got Coachella, like, the month after. He's literally living, like, at Coachella right now.
The more I learn about Kanye, the wish I less... I don't want to know any.
You
more
want any
about
fun
Kanye.
information about Kanye and Julia Fox? Because I've got
loads.
I've been following it, so I don't care about celebrity drama and relationships and whatever. Mainly, like, relationships, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, they're celebrities, they're people, let them have their fun. What?
Turn yourself down a little bit.
Me?
Yeah.
Am I really that loud?
Like, just like when you do speak, sometimes a massive spike.
So maybe it's just me. I think I'm just loud.
But like, should I turn
I'm
you down a little bit?
Mic 1, I think.
Like
No, that's you. That's you.
That's me.
I'm the other one. Turn me down a little bit. Is that better?
Just speak normally. Talk about Julia Fox
I'm
again.
speaking normally about Kanye and Julia Fox.
I think that's better.
Does that look okay?
More manageable.
Probably fine if I'm quiet because I am a little bit louder.
That's fine. Be loud, bitch.
Anyway, so yeah, relationships, celebrity ones, don't give a shit. Not that important at all. But Kanye and Julia Fox, I have been following like a fucking hawk because it is the funniest shit ever. They are so weird. They've been together for like 4 weeks, I think.
Who the fuck is Julia Fox, by the way? I've never heard of her
Okay,
before.
so she's a model. She is now considered an actress because she was in Uncut Gems. She was like the lead female in that, beside Adam Sandler and Kevin Garnett.
Ah, yes. They are both females.
Yes. The best females.
I bet that movie doesn't pass a Bechdel test.
I don't think it does because there's literally one
I don't
female.
think there's any other female character, yeah.
There's one. I think there's like 2, and she's one of them. Anyway, point is, I don't remember exactly how they met or anything like that, but there was like rumors that they were dating because they were like in Paris or something together in a hotel room, and everyone was like, "Oh shit, look at Kanye hanging out with models," and now he's dating this model, right? Now the best part is that Kim and Kanye, obviously everyone knew a fair bit about them because of Keeping Up with Kardashians, but he also kind of stayed away from that a lot. So it meant that their relationship was kind of like not as prevalent. It was more about like their family, as in like the kids.
They're together, they're married, but they're not like a massive celebrity couple. Like,
yeah, obviously they are, but like, you know, they weren't public about their relationship.
They weren't like Blake
until
Lively and
Kanye
Ryan
started
Reynolds
doing dumb shit
kind of
and,
thing, you know?
Yeah, until Kanye started singing about wanting Kim back and blah, blah, blah. Now it's very public. But the best part is Julia Fox can't shut the fuck up. Like so they just keep interviewing, like all these different magazines and news websites and shit keep interviewing Julia Fox, and she talks about their relationship. And oh my God, it's fucking weird. Like there was one interview where she was like, we went out for dinner and then we went up to this hotel room and he had filled the hotel room with clothes for her. And then the next day they went to her house and threw out every piece of clothing she owned and he replaced her entire wardrobe. So every single thing she had, she no longer has. He bought an entire new wardrobe for her, which is fucking stupid. They've been together for like 2 weeks at that point. Then the next interview that came out, she was like, oh, after that happened, I wore one of the outfits out and we did like a little photo shoot in a restaurant. And everyone was like clapping for us and everyone was like super excited about me, like doing my photo shoot in the restaurant. And then a video came out of that and it was literally just Kanye taking photos of Julia Fox and everyone else is completely silent. No one's looking. They're just in the middle of the restaurant doing it. And I was like, this is the funniest fucking thing. And so now they're just rocking around in like matching outfits. And there's this weird video of them hanging out with like Madonna for some reason. And like they're all sitting on this couch and no one looks like they want to be there except Kanye and Julia Fox, who are like making out in the corner. It's so fucking bizarre. I love all of it so much. And I love every update I get. And I kind of hope they split up.
It's a bit like Machine Gun Kelly, you know? I don't want to know about his love life. He fucking weirds me out.
Can't believe they're already engaged. That's weird.
The fucking ring that he got her, so it hurts to take off. What the fuck's with that?
So weird. So fucking
Like,
weird.
there's some celebrity couples I just don't want to know about.
No, I could not care less about most of them because it disgusts me. Mainly them, actually, because it's just gross. But it's like, in the same vein, it's like, I don't give a shit what fucking Pete and Kim are doing. Good for them. I'm happy for them. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, I feel like with Kanye and Kim when they were together, like their relationship wasn't like fucking a lot of interviews about their relationship. They didn't really like do shit like what fucking MGK is doing, what all this shit like.
Did
and
you
what
see
Kim and Julia Fox? Not Kim, Kanye and Julia Fox doing. What the fuck is going on there?
Kim
Like
and Julia Fox.
Kanye's wet
I'd
dream.
pay for it. So did you see MGK covered a Frank Ocean song?
No, I didn't.
Fucking horrendous. It's really bad. I might pull it up because it's not good.
Did you see MGK's performing at the NHL All-Star game?
I didn't, but now I don't want to watch the NHL All-Star game.
I mean, let's be honest. You look at MGK, you look at his skin tone, you think this guy probably likes ice hockey.
That's true, actually.
It's
He's
a very
white. He's Canadian, right? He'd have to be.
probably.
Surely. I'm getting an ad for World's Greatest Shave. Do you want to do it?
I can't grow facial hair.
It's for your face, I think, most of the time. I mean, your head, not your face.
I don't want to shave
Shave
my
your
head.
head. Okay, so this is the original. This is the original Swim Good. I'm going to play it for you.
Oh no, we think copyright striked. He's from Texas, by the way, Houston, Texas.
Oh, really? Ew. Imagine liking something from Texas. The joke is I go for Dallas. Anyway, that's the original, okay? Here's MGK's cover of it.
No thanks. No thanks. Turn it off. Turn it off. Stop. If we get banned from
It's
Spotify
so
for this,
fucking bad.
if we get banned from Spotify for this,
Everybody hasn't. This is a comment. Everybody has an artist that became part of your life instead of just a musician. Glad this dude is that kind of artist for me. Talking about Machine Gun Kelly.
you know, he went to Shaker Heights High School. Why is it called Shaker Heights? So he's born in Houston, but he grew up in Cleveland.
So Cleveland's just as bad.
Yeah, why the fuck is it called Shaker Heights? It sounds like some dumb shit.
Shake, 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 shake it.
According to a 2004 survey by the Wall Street Journal, Shaker Heights High School is one of the top feeder schools in the nation for
Fetus?
to the most selective college and
Top
universities.
fetus school?
The
Where
high
do I
school has
get a
also been
ticket?
recognized by Money and Red Book magazines.
What?
I think it's really good for like music.
Right.
The
That
school is
makes sense that he was there then, I guess.
like, we really fucking went on this.
I
we went
literally segued you into Pokemon, and then you didn't talk about Pokemon, you talked about cricket, which then segmented us into talking about Kanye, which is now segmented into talking about Machine Gun Kelly. And looking up where he went to school. Do you want to talk about Pokemon? Because I've
so
got
Pokemon
other
Legends
topics,
Arceus came
but we
out.
can talk about Pokemon.
Pokemon Legends Arceus came out.
I don't have it. I don't plan on getting it for maybe a week or two. I'm gonna wait.
Okay, well, it's pretty good. I mean, it's
you
definitely
played half an hour.
I've already got one pretty solid. Let's call it solid. Let's put an asterisk on it. I've got a theory about the game.
Okay. I did read it. I read your gift message because I don't really care about spoilers.
Yeah?
You can talk about it. We don't have enough listeners that it matters.
If you want to not hear potential spoilers for Legends Arceus, skip forward a few minutes, I guess.
If you don't care about Pokemon spoilers,
listen to it
turn
anyway.
the episode off.
So, you start off in some weird space-time void.
Right.
And you're talking to this legendary Pokemon called Arceus, who's actually the god of Pokemon.
Has there, because I have seen the Arceus movie, is there something to do with time? Like, can he do something with time or what?
Well, like, in Sinnoh, they've got, like, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, who like space, time, the underworld.
Yeah, right.
And, like, so it's, like, all sort of, like, weird shit like that, you know? So you get sent to this, like, really ancient civilization, sort of. Like, they've only just, like, figured out how to make Pokeballs. They've only just started catching Pokemon. They're not very good at it. And yet the main character's 15, looks just like the main characters from Diamond and Pearl.
Because I saw that too. Like,
so
that they look like that.
I'm thinking maybe, maybe later on in the game, I'm going to find this out. The protagonist for this game is the same protagonist from Diamond and Pearl and
So I guess
Platinum.
it makes a lot of sense because they just did the remasters.
Yeah, and they've sent them back in time.
The timing just makes so much sense.
Yeah, they've sent them back in time 5 years after the events of Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, you know? That's just my little game of theory, you know?
That's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. I like it. I like that theory. And I think it holds ground. Because I thought the same thing when I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, that looks exactly like the Diamond characters.
I mean, it's the same region. So, like, it makes sense they use the same.
That actually does make a lot of sense. They might not even ever say it. They might just assume that you know.
Most Pokemon players are children, so I don't think that's a safe assumption.
Children, the children or neck-bearded men in their 20s who need to get a life.
I'm working on it. So I've got a job interview on Tuesday.
Like 4 steps ahead of me. Yeah, good job. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I got a scam phone call, so
I got one of those too.
No one gets that. Well, okay, so you've got a game that you want to that you've spoken about, and I guess like obviously we'll wait and see what your verdict is once you played a bit more.
We'll see on Wednesday. I probably will have finished it by Wednesday.
I'd say so. It's you. I've also been playing a game, and I probably played it for about an hour. I think not half an hour, but yeah, probably an hour. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So this game, it's free, right? Which is why I told you to get it, and you've got it, but you haven't played it yet, right?
I sort of played the tutorial. I chose the dragon deck.
Okay.
Starter deck.
So did I. It's literally just a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. Like, there's nothing special about it. It's formatted kind of like Hearthstone, but like the game is just normal Yu-Gi-Oh! There's nothing special. There's like no special animations. Like, they've done Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games before, where you, like paid ones, where like, you know, you'd put down a card and the monster would like actually come out. It's not that. It's just the card game, but it's free, so it's cool.
It's free.
And it, from what I've heard, has most of the cards. There's a few missing, but it's nothing major. Everything good is there. The one that I got, which I sent to you guys, and I thought was maybe the coolest card I've ever seen, was the Intercept Tomato.
Intercept Tomato.
All in one word. It is a tomato wearing a football helmet. Fucking incredible. And I'm going to use... I've put it in my dragon deck. So it's literally a deck of dragons and then Intercept Tomato. And I'm going to use it.
It's only just launched, has it?
It's new.
Why does it look like a game that was made in 2014?
I don't know.
It's
that's probably my other thing. So it's on like
better on
everything.
PlayStation.
It's on everything. It's on Switch, PS5, PS4, PC. Like, it's on all platforms. I downloaded it on PS5 because they've got a bonus offer where you get 50 cards for free if you go on the PlayStation version. So I did that, and then they make it pretty easy. You just have to make an account with like Konami ID or whatever, and then you can like transfer your data over to another console. So my theory was like, my thought process was, I'll get the PlayStation version, play the tutorial, do the 50 cards, and then I'll move it to the Switch because it just makes more sense to have a card game on the Switch in my brain, because I'm like, then I can play it.
Checks out.
Like, I'm most likely to play a game like that while I'm doing something else. You know, like while I'm watching a TV show or something like that. So I was like, okay, so I'll put it on the Switch. PlayStation version, really good. Like, really solid. Even the PS4 version, because I accidentally downloaded that first and then realized it was the PS5 version. Pretty good. Pretty good. The Switch version runs like ass.
Yeah, I've only played the Switch version. It is so fucking janky.
So janky. And I get that it's the Switch, right? And it's obviously not as powerful as a PS5. But again, there's no big special animations, like nothing that would drag it down, I don't think. Well, it shouldn't drag it down, and it runs like ass.
It takes so long to do anything.
The menus are really slow, which is a big thing. It's not so bad in the game because it's a card game, so it's like whatever. But it's the menus that are really bad. And because it's a card game, you do spend a lot of time in the menus because you're like changing your decks and like
you got to
doing all of that. But it's like, it's so janky that I'm like, I want to transfer my shit to the PlayStation again just to like make my decks to then put it on the Switch. It's like, I might as well just play it on the PlayStation.
It's also really hard to look at it on the Switch, like trying to read, like trying to see what the card is. Like,
it's not optimized very well on handheld mode. Yeah, it's not optimized very well. So I think I'm just going to go back to the PlayStation version. It is good. It's a well-made card game. And obviously it is just, the foundations are just the actual
just
card
like
game.
Yu-Gi-Oh, but like you don't have to buy.
But it's a fun game. So, yeah, it's good.
Did you used to have one of the
No.
shield?
That was one of those
I was
things
so
that
jealous
my
of the kids
parents
that
never
had
let
one.
me have it, yeah. They never let me get it.
I had the Beyblade arena.
I didn't even
I
have
had
that either.
one of the Beyblade, one proper Beyblade, and then Macus did the Happy Meal where you got a Beyblade
That's
toy.
so cool.
So I had like 10, like 3 of them. Like there was like 3 different ones, but I had like 10 of them total.
That's awesome.
But I had like one metal, like proper one, and it was just fucking dominating all the other ones.
Oh, of course it would.
Because
They
they're
were
like
cool.
shitty plastic toys.
What was the one where they were the little balls and they were magnets?
I just saw one the other day.
You roll it out and
Yeah,
then it would hit the magnet and it'd pop out.
I was in Grill the other day, and there's a kid on the table next to me who was playing with them.
They're really cool.
Yeah, and then someone also had left one in the, like someone had lost one at work, so we had it in the lost property. And I was like, Bakugan.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know the one fad toy that we did have, because we didn't have a lot of the like fad toys like those, like not that obviously Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and stuff like that are popular still, but it's like when we were in primary school, it was like that was like the big thing for a year, and then everyone would move on. Go-Go's, they're the only ones I actually had.
Never had
Like
them.
you don't even know what Go-Go.
Don't know what a Go-Go is.
They were huge at our school, so it was basically they're literally just like, see, it's $5 for 3 of them. And you'd get them in a blind bag from like the newsagent. Are you looking it up?
Yep.
Do you remember them?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly what
right.
you're talking about. Yeah.
So you get them in a blind bag. You get 3 of them, and that you could collect them all the different like color variants of the same characters and stuff. And then the whole game was like you'd line them up and you'd try to flick the other person's over, but it was like gambling because kids would play it. You could play keeps or no keeps, right? So no keeps is you just play for
Sort of
fun,
like
obviously.
marbles, yeah.
Yeah. Play for fun. Hit the other person over, go, I win, whatever. Keeps was you'd play, and if you won, you'd keep their go-go. So there were just kids dominating the fucking playground with these stupid go-go's, and they just end up with all of them. They'd start with like 1, and they'd end up with like 20, and they wouldn't buy a single one. And those kids were the ones that were making other kids cry. And I remember one time
Cried.
when I first got it, I didn't cry, but I lost. And I was under the impression we were playing no keeps. And the other guy was like, no, it's keeps, and took it. That guy was in my class. So then I went to the teacher and I was like, hey.
You fucking snitch.
He stole my go-go. And she was like, well, did you play for keeps? And I was like, no. And then he was like, we did. And then she was like, look, just give it back. And he cried. He cried because he had to give it back. So that was fun. The best part is you know who it is. I just realized you know who it is because he went to high school with us. And I'm not going to say the name. You really want me to say
I
the
want
name?
to know the name.
I'm not going to say the name. I'm going to write it down in my
Okay.
notes app and I'm going to show you.
Did you ever have those like little beans as well?
Fuck, what were they called?
I don't know.
Mighty
but they,
Beans.
Yeah,
With
something
the
like that.
magnet inside
And
them
they
and
would
they tumble over.
They would come in those free magazines that they get
Yeah.
taken to use. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I made him cry.
He made him cry.
By snitching. Little asshole.
Is that in Adelaide or in?
No, it was Mount Martha Primary.
Oh, I didn't even know you went to that school. I thought you were.
Yeah. No, I went Mount Martha Primary and then Dramana Secondary and then
Monosec. Represent boy.
So that's it for games. The only other thing that I had to talk about was Boba Fett, which we can briefly talk about what we've seen. I guess just our verdict on it. But do you want to talk about the hottest 100 before or after it?
We'll go after.
Okay, we'll talk about hottest 100 last. Boba Fett. So you've seen how many are out?
I think there's 5 episodes out.
Let's have a look.
I think 4 or 5. And I've seen one less than what's come out.
Right. Okay. I've seen I think 2 episodes. Let me see what we've got. Boba Fett's TV show. I've seen spoilers for the last episode.
Yeah, same.
Everyone has.
The name of the episode is a massive spoiler, and that makes me so mad.
But also, everyone has been saying that there's 5 episodes.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone has been saying that this is like by far the best episode.
Yeah.
But I've been getting a lot of spoilers from this show.
There's been this
which
one
is my fault.
episode.
It's my fault.
This one episode has there's more spoilers than any other episode. I haven't seen any other.
Because I guess there's a big, there's a big
thing that happens
in it, and spoilers for the last episode of Boba Fett. So, episode 5, I guess, which we haven't even seen, but we're going to spoil the twist. I guess it's not really a twist because it's the fucking title of the episode, and it was kind of a given.
It was going to happen eventually, but I'd rather they didn't put the fucking.
Don't put it in the title. Anyway,
No.
spoilers for Mando. Spoilers
There
for
it
Boba
is.
Fett. I've just spoiled it by saying that. Spoilers for Boba Fett. The episode was it called Return of the Mandalorian?
Yeah, the Return of the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
something
right,
like
which
that.
is stupid. But yeah, obviously, Mando's back. That's cool.
He was going to be in it eventually.
Obviously, yeah, because they got to set up season 3 of that, which fucking awesome show. So obviously they're going to do that. I'm I'm more interested in season 3 than I was season 2 of Mando, because obviously they've capped off, well, not fully, but they've capped off the Baby Yoda story.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. It's obviously still going to be about that. If it's not about that, then it's not going to be interesting. It's going to be what everyone thought the show was going to be originally, which I don't want to see. I don't care about that.
No.
I want the dad and son dynamic. I wouldn't mind a small time jump. That would be kind of cool. Boom, boom. Anyway, a time jump would be cool.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because then you'd have older Grogu. Like, maybe not teenage Grogu, I guess, but, been training with Luke or whatever.
Had a little touch.
Which would be fun. Be cool if he had a lightsaber. He won't, but it would be cool.
Be cool if you had Kylo Ren and Grogu training together.
That would be pretty cool, actually. What we need more, just more backstory on that character.
I want to see more of Chrysanthemum as well.
Of who?
Black Chrysanthemum.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that was a really cool introduction. I don't know. I mean, there's going to be more of him. You'd think they wouldn't introduce a character for no reason.
No.
But I'd definitely like to see more of him.
That would be good.
Soon.
Yeah, but Boba Fett. So I've seen 2 episodes.
And I've seen 4.
I've seen 4. A really good show so far. I enjoy it. It's a very, very good show.
Yeah. There's like one thing that's getting very laughed at though is the speeder. Have you seen that?
No.
That might be episode 3 then.
I think it is.
It's really
because he's got the speeder in episode 2. So
okay,
he's got it.
So yeah. Everyone's laughing at episode like the speeder. It's just speeder. It's not fast at all.
It's not very fast.
It's going like 10 kilometers an hour. It's like a full on like
So it's shit.
Yeah, I mean, that was the
Garbage.
only one like thing that I thought was like a bit stupid was like how slow it's going, but it makes it look like it's going fast.
Well, yeah, from what I've seen, I can't compare it to Mandalorian yet. But would you say you enjoy it more or less than Mando? I'm asking you this question while you're not even holding the microphone.
I'd say.
Let me ask again. Do you enjoy Mando or Boba Fett more?
From what I've seen so far, I'd say Mandalorian,
Mhm.
just because it seems like there's a lot more. I've seen all of like the first 2 seasons. They've already gone through the setup, and it seems Boba Fett is still sort of setting up.
Yep.
Or it's like filler episodes almost. It seem like filler. They might end up not being like filler episodes, but like they definitely feel like filler at the moment. Which I mean, that's classic Star Wars. You know, you can't have a Star Wars series without a bunch of filler.
You could have a bunch of filler there. Otherwise, it's not a real Star Wars show.
No, they've got to just put random fucking characters in. And it's like, hey, I'm Glargle.
Pretty much.
And like everyone's like, yo!
Yo, it's Clargo. What the fuck? Yo, Blorko's here. No fucking way, man.
Not Blorko.
That's crazy. The funny thing is, that's probably a character in Star Wars.
Probably.
Time to look it
I
up.
had one other problem with the Boba Fett. The fucking elephant that was playing the keyboard or whatever the fuck it was in episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
It was literally a puppet. It looked like it belonged in like Teletubbies or something.
It's supposed to be.
Oh, it's fucking dumb though.
I looked up Blorko Star Wars, and the first response was a character from Star Wars called Glupshido.
Glupshit. No way.
There's no way. Oh, no, it's a fake character. That's why.
Glupshido.
It literally started because it was a tweet saying every time a Star Wars movie or show is announced, all the fans are like, OMG, Glupshido is back. That's what it was. So taking the piss out of people. And then turns out Blorko was actually a similar tweet, but it was about Marvel end credit scenes.
I feel like that was very directed at
My favorite bit of Marvel
Harry
films
Styles.
is where you sit through 9 minutes of credits to watch a 5-second clip of some guy stepping through a doorway and saying, "It's me, Blorko."
Hey, it's me. That is literally the Eternals credit scene, isn't it?
Hmm?
That's
Yeah, pretty
Eternals.
much.
That's Eternals, yeah.
Probably me at the same theater. OMG, Blorko was super powerful in the comics. I can't wait to see what Keira Knightley brings to the role.
Yo, what the
So, yes, I have been enjoying Boba Fett. Mandalorian was one of my favorite shows ever. I really like that show. What excites me about Star Wars shows is that, like Marvel, obviously they've got the movies and the TV shows going at the same time, which is fun, and I like it. It's a lot, which is probably my only downside, is that last year I felt fucking overwhelmed by Marvel stuff.
They did have to they did have all
But
of
it
like
was
the
it was
previous
2 years, worth of shit crammed into
shit,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so fair enough.
And this year's almost going to be like that as well.
Yeah, this year's pretty crammed as well. But with Star Wars, there's not really any movies lined up now because there was a lot announced, and they've kind of all been shifted back or cancelled or changed directors. Like, Patty Jenkins, the Wonder Woman director, she was meant to be doing the Rogue Squadron movie, and she was saying it was going to be like Top Gun, but with Star Wars. Sounded fun.
That sounds pretty fun.
Because she
Was that a
she is a pilot or
series
something.
or
a movie.
movie?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Like Ryan Johnson, who did Last Jedi, obviously, is meant to be doing his own trilogy. There's like a whole bunch that's planned. But now Patty Jenkins, I think, is off that project. She's not doing that now because she's doing Wonder Woman or something instead. She was meant to be doing both, but now she's just doing Wonder Woman. Weird choice. And then, yeah, a whole bunch of shit has been pushed back. I think the only one that's still actually happening is Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie.
That's fucking sick.
I think that's the only one
That's-
that's still going.
That's going to be awesome.
It's him, so it's obviously gonna be good. But at the moment, it's kind of just all TV shows, and there's a lot of them, so that's exciting. Because there's Kenobi, Ahsoka, the guy from Rogue One. I think there's another animated show. They are doing season 2 of Visions, which is cool. And then obviously Mando,
Yeah.
probably more Boba Fett.
The Boba Fett probably won't be for another 18 months, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well, what's the go? So Boba Fett will finish.
Is it 8 episodes?
I think
Let me find out.
Yeah, Boba
it's
Fett will
8.
finish, and then that show will start. The Moon Knight will start. Once that's finished, I reckon Kenobi will come out. Like that'll come out May 4th. You'd expect.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And then there'll be a Marvel show, probably Miss Marvel, and then I think they sort of seem to be scattering, MCU and Star Wars,
Which is a good idea because it doesn't make you.
because that's sort of what they were doing with the MCU show. Like they're gonna have like one main show at a
7
time.
episodes.
So we got 2 more episodes left. 2 more weeks. Okay, it's cool. Yeah, they're sort of like scattering it. Like one will start and one will finish and one will start like a week or two later, which is good. It keeps people paying for their service really, because it's not like that people will go, oh, I'll just wait till this whole show's come out and I'll get like a month then. People are like, oh, I want to have another month for that. I mean, they know what they're doing. They've been in the business for a while,
Obviously.
So there's Kenobi. There's a few Star Wars shows coming out. Kenobi, I'm pretty excited for.
Kenobi, that's very
There's
exciting.
a real hunger for this character.
There's a new Night at the Museum movie coming.
No.
I feel like this has to be.
No, that's oh fuck! I saw that meme. It was.
Is it actually happening? Is it? Because
the fake cast for Multiverse of Madness had like Leonardo DiCaprio as like
an animated movie.
Older Spider-Man. Ben Stiller reprising his role as
guy from Night at the Museum.
Night at the Museum. Had Sabrina Carpenter and Dove Cameron as Spider-Gwen and Gwen Stacy. It was a very obviously fake thing.
No shit. In August 2019, following the purchase of 21st Century Fox, Bob Iger announced a reboot of Night at the Museum. It's a Disney Plus exclusive film. In October 2020, it was officially titled Carmen Ra Rises Again. The project is CGI animated and scheduled to be released in 2021. In August 2021, it was delayed to a 2022 release date.
Keen.
It's being done by the guys who did Stranger Things.
That's huge.
It's Disney. What do you? That's a big move. For
no,
Disney.
But like
that's a really brave move of Disney to do that. Good for them.
I wasn't trying to
I
say
hope
that,
it blows them
you
up.
wanker.
I hope they make a lot of money, more money than they already do every fucking day.
Well, I've got a list of the MCU shows that are coming out this year.
I literally don't care about the MCU. I've just found out there's a Night at Museum movie coming out.
Okay, but you're going to tell me which one. You're going to rank them from 1, 2.
Most anticipated.
It's kind of like 4.5, I guess. Like what you're most excited for is number 1. Least excited for is 5.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to include. Okay, so we got Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, She-Hulk, and What If Season 2.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special 5th.
Yep. I wasn't even going to include that. That was like
because it fun.
It's
I
a
guess,
holiday
but
special.
I don't really care.
It's
that
like
much.
the Ewok movie, you know.
What won't be like the Ewok movie if it's done right? Look, excited because James Gunn, but like, I've also kind of fallen off Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit. Like last time I watched the second one, I was like, it's a good movie.
It's definitely a movie. I'll give them that.
I don't think I find it as enjoyable as I used to. I think the humor's a little bit, it's a little bit cringe sometimes.
Yeah, I get
The
I get
game
that.
has also turned me off the Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit, but that's just again the jokes in that are just a little bit too cringe and a little bit over the top. So anyway, 5th, 4th probably What If Season 2, because I guess animated. But then again, I wasn't as excited for What If because I didn't think it would have any implications.
But then it did.
But now it is. So it's like, okay, so maybe it is actually interesting. But also, fun show, but I didn't love it. It was easily my least favorite Marvel show.
I didn't watch that as it came out. All the other ones I was
was still
watching
really
as it was
good.
coming out. That one didn't really watch as it was coming out.
Still really good. Obviously, a couple of episodes that were missing from season 1 that they were meant to do that are going to be in season 2, so that's fun.
Yeah.
And a couple of ideas that would be fun if they do them, so we'll see how that goes. The others were
She-Hulk, Ms.
She-Hulk,
Marvel, and Moon Knight.
Okay, Miss Marvel 3rd. Only because it looks interesting. Little weird that they changed her powers, but I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm assuming it's because Mr. Fantastic, because they have like the same powers.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do both at the exact same time, it kind of makes no sense.
Yeah, because Fantastic Four is coming out next year, 2023,
Yeah,
I
and
think.
it's rumored that Mr. Fantastic's making an appearance in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
So, you know.
as Tom Cruise. No, that was Tom Cruise's
Tom Cruise's Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah.
Because he was meant to be Iron Man if they were doing it in the 90s, so that's the whole reasoning for it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. There was a set photo that leaked, and then turns out it was literally just a set photo from, like, Mission Impossible that got, like, photoshopped.
Yeah.
That was it. So that, yeah, third. Also, just because I feel like the implications of it probably won't be as big as the other two. The other two feel like they'll have more going on. She-Hulk second. Mainly She-Hulk's not a character I've ever had any interest in, but the actress playing her, she's really good. Mark Ruffalo's in it, doing Professor Hulk, but also looks like going back to Bruce Banner, so that's kind of cool. He's a good actor. Also, the fact that Daredevil is pretty much 100% in it now.
Yeah.
Because I was very iffy, and I was like, I don't think he's going to be in it. And then he was in Spider-Man, so I'm like, he's fucking in that show.
Bro, spoilers.
Has to be in that show. I don't care. It's been long enough. We spoiled it on this podcast already.
A month ago.
Yes. So Daredevil is in that, so that's probably the biggest thing for me, and that's probably the only reason I really am excited for that. And then Moon Knight just looks fucking sick. And I've always really liked Moon Knight as a character. And it's interesting. It's like Batman, but if Batman was actually insane.
Yeah. I've pretty much got the same. I've got Moon Knight 2 and She-Hulk 1.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, it's the same. For pretty much the same reasons. I just think I like Hulk a little more than I like She-Hulk. Not She-Hulk, because he's a man. No, I like Hulk and She-Hulk a little more than I like Moon Knight.
That's not very girl boss of you. You're the girl boss of our trio, and you come out here and do this.
If I'm the girl boss, what the
We've discussed this.
I wasn't paying attention. I don't pay attention to anything.
It's been discussed multiple times, okay? Me, you, Piggy. Piggy's the gatekeeper. I'm the gaslighter.
Yeah, you're the gaslight. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
It's a given.
Yeah, you're gaslight.
Piggy's a gatekeeper because he watches Naruto and then gets mad when he was watching Naruto, and this is really going to break some ties in the group. He was watching Naruto, and then Mitch messaged and said, I want to start watching Naruto, and Piggy got mad about it and was like, Mitch won't even like it. And I was like, so you're gatekeeping him from watching Naruto? And he was like, uh-oh, I am. I'm the gaslighter for obvious reasons.
Please elaborate.
I'm not elaborating.
Okay.
If you think I'm going to elaborate, you're fucking crazy. You're crazy. I never said that. There you go. Gaslighting. I'm a genius. I know what I'm doing. And you're obviously the girl boss, and that needs no explanation.
Okay.
You are the girl boss.
Yep, that makes sense.
Piggy and I have discussed it multiple times. It took basically no thought to decide who was who in this trio. Anyway, what we're talking about? Oh, we're talking about how you like Hulk more than She-Hulk because you're a fucking sexist, misogynist pig.
What a fucking...
I got called a misogynist pig this week.
Elaborate.
So, how long have we been recording for? I can't see the time.
53 minutes.
Okay, I reckon we'll try and...
Should we go into the ad break now?
We'll go around an hour. Yeah, we need to put in our ad break. This episode is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Do you watch porn, but you don't want your parents to know about it?
No, I don't watch porn.
You don't want the government to see that you watch porn?
No, the government supplies me with my porn that I don't watch.
What, they pay for a OnlyFans?
No.
Oh.
They pay for browsers.
Oh, cool. Anyway,
It's the first porn so I can think of that,
fucking hate you. Anyway, so what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah, why I'm a misogynist pig. Got it.
Yes.
So this week, Damon Albarn, who is the lead singer of Gorillaz, but also of Blur, and you know where I'm going with this. Lead singer of Gorillaz, lead singer of Blur, does his own solo
lead
shit.
singer of Blorko.
Blur. Hasn't performed in the US for a couple of years, since COVID happened, because he's UK. But he's done performances in the UK with Gorillaz and whatnot. But this was a solo show that he was doing. I believe it was LA Times interview. Something like that. Basically, in the interview, he said, it was taken very out of context, but he said something along the lines of, there's a difference between a songwriter and a singer who sings a songwriter who writes their own songs and a songwriter who doesn't, or a songwriter that writes with other people, because he's very proud of the fact that he writes.
Sounds very picky of him.
Yes, he writes all of his music on his own, which, you know, to his credit, impressive, but that's hit and miss, I find. Sometimes, and I find I'm like this with a lot of things that I do, I need other people's input. You can't do something all on your own and expect it's going to be perfect every time. Like even fucking Kanye, like he writes his music, but like he always has other people there. There's always other people putting an input in.
Doing push-ups in the jail cell.
Exactly. You know, there's like even fucking like Come to Life on Donda. It's like one of his best fucking songs. Like Tyler, the Creator, like helped produce that. It's like there's other people there helping. Damon Albarn is very like, I did this myself, and good for him. Like honestly, congrats. But basically that's what he said. And then in that same conversation, I believe he was asked for examples and said Taylor Swift, which big mistake on his part. If you're going to mention any artist and not want their fan base to come at you, you don't do Taylor Swift. Because then basically Taylor Swift tweeted and said something like, how could you fucking disrespect my music like that? Which then meant that the entire Taylor Swift fan base blew up and went in on Damon Albarn, saying he was a prick and he's an asshole and he's a fucking dickhead. He then had to tweet and be like, oh, look, it was taken out of context, but like, sorry. He was like, I said what I said and I meant it, but like, sorry if I offended anyone. Then Leah starts talking about it with us, right? And we were defending Damon Albarn in a sense of what he said is still technically a little bit rude, I guess, to name someone personally. But he didn't say Taylor Swift doesn't write any of her own music and it all sucks. He said there's a difference between people who write all their music by themselves and people who write music with co-writers. Because Taylor Swift pretty much always has like co-writers. Like the big one is Jack Antonoff, who's done like hers and like Lord's music and shit, whatever. So then Leah starts talking about it and saying, what a prick, this fucking Damon Albarn guy. She didn't know who it was. And then I had to be like, it's the guy from Gorillaz. And she was like, oh, fuck. Okay, so he does have some credit.
He's not
to
some
his name.
fucking random dude.
He's not just like some dude. Like he
it's
has.
Like it's not like if I said, yeah, Taylor Swift fucking sucks.
Yeah, like he has credit to his name. But it's like she didn't know that at first. And then I believe the message was something along the lines of, oh, anytime Taylor Swift is brought up, every man turns into a misogynist. And we were all like, oh, no. So basically, Yaseth, George, and I all got named as misogynists all in one go.
Well, in that sense, so did I. I'm a man.
Every man. You are a boy. You are a male. You are not a man. I'm going to search the word misogynist in our group chat and get the exact message that was sent, just so everyone knows that I am truly a misogynist.
Did she spell it right?
Here we go. This is what she said. She did spell it right, which was good.
Good
That's
job, Leah.
very impressive for her. Actually, okay. No, okay. So what happened is because actually George brought up the fact that Kanye, he brought up Kanye.
This is a great start.
Okay. So I said, I quoted exactly what he said. So he said, I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying there's a big difference between a songwriter and a songwriter who co-writes. And then Taylor Swift tweeted about it. Jack Antonoff tweeted and said, I've never met Damon Albarn, but he's never been to my studio. But apparently he knows more than the rest of us about all those songs Taylor writes. And so then I said, so Leo was like, he sucked up and apologized anyway. And I was like, yeah, but what else are you going to do when the Swifties come at you? Like,
when it's Taylor Swift, you do
good
it.
fucking luck. Like, the Swifties are going to fucking ruin your life. You're going to get cancelled if you don't apologize. And I said, point is, his comment was a bit backhanded, but it was also definitely blown out of proportion. And then Leah said the Swifties didn't even start it. Taylor did. Don't out the Swifties. And I said, I can blame Taylor if you want, but I'd rather blame the Swifties. And then George came in and said, at the end of the day, Ye made that bitch famous anyway, which set Leah off. I said only Taylor could release a 10-minute song. Kanye couldn't do that. The joke is he has.
Yeah.
And then Leah's message was, I love how misogynistic males get when it comes to Taylor Swift. It really says a lot. Anyways, good night. And then didn't message for
That's
the
so
rest of the night. So, yeah. And I said, where did that come from? Plus, we're barely males last I checked. And then Yasa said, bitch, you acted like my music isn't literally gay. Which is true. And about both of us. Like, we were literally talking about how Enchanted is one of the greatest songs ever written, like 20 minutes before that. So anyway, that's that. That's why I'm a misogynist. Also, I hate women.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
That's the other reason. But I never said that.
No. We were thinking of that.
And if you think that I said that, you're the crazy one.
Yes.
And scene, gaslighting. See, I fucking told you. I know what I'm doing. I'm a gaslighter at heart.
Exactly.
Just ask.
Leah. Exactly who we are talking about now. Nobody else. No other.
No other females. We're not talking about it. Do not. I can see it in your eyes. You just want to say it. And I don't want this to be said. Anyway, you got anything else you want to talk about before we end this? Hottest 100.
Yeah.
Let's briefly talk about Hottest 100. What timestamp are we at?
101.
Okay, we'll go for another 5 minutes. So Hottest 100.
Yeah. I feel like an elephant.
Swinging his big grey trunk for the hell of it. That was the fucking greatest moment of my life. Okay?
I'm still waiting for the bed slip from JP.
Yeah, okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, which most people listening to this are friends with me anyway, so they've seen my story, but we got to about number 8 in the Hottest 100 on, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Yeah, a week ago.
Last Saturday, yeah, a week.
Fuck, it was only a week ago. We get to about number 8, and we were all like, hyped because it's Hottest 100, and we're getting all like stressed out.
Industry Baby had just come on then.
Yeah, about that.
Should have been
I think
higher.
Kiss Me More was number 8. So I was like, that was my number 1 song last year, so I was like sick. My actual number 1 vote was Family Ties, and that was like 90 something. It was fucking bullshit.
Really?
Definitely should have been higher.
Huh.
Anyway, get to about number 8, and we were discussing what was going to happen with number 1, because what we actually did, and I didn't tell you this, but we did a sweep, but with drinks. So we took the top 4 predicted songs on Sportsbet, because there was 4 of us.
Just quickly, why the fuck is Spacey Jane always so high? It's not.
Right?
They're not that good.
That song is good,
Yeah.
but I actually prefer this song of theirs that came like 12th. So I thought the whole time, I was like, that's going to be high. But then we got to the end and it wasn't. And I was like, it's really strange. Anyway, so the top 4 predicted songs were Stay, The Wiggles, Gang of Youth, and Billie Eilish. I believe that was the top 4.
Yeah.
So we said, we put everyone's name into a wheel, a randomizer, and we said, we're going to go in order. Everyone gets given a song. Wherever your song lands, you had different things. So if it landed at 4, you had to drink 4 times. Landed at 3, drink 3 times. Landed at 2, drink twice. Land at 1, you get to give out 4 drinks. So that was our thing, just for fun. Billie Eilish ended up in at like, I think number 4.
I think Billie Eilish was 4. Spacey Jane was 3.
Gang of Youth was like 6th. So that was out of fucking nowhere. We did not expect that. Anyway, point is, we get to number 8. We're discussing this. And then JP starts going, no. Wiggles is going to win. Wiggles is going to win. It has to win. It has to win. He was very confident about it. And we were like, why are you're so confident that it's going to win? None of us were really thinking that. The closer it got, the more I was like, there's a possibility. But I was like, I don't think it will. Purely because I saw Stay. I thought I'd seen it in more people's votes. So I was like,
yeah,
Stay has to win. Surely. Closer we get to about number 8. JP starts getting all confident. We were like, why are you so confident in this? Oh, because I've got $1,000 on Wiggles to win. And we were like, you're fucking joking. And he's like, no, I do. I've got $1,000 on Wiggles to win. And this is JP, right? So he's king of the tall tale. King of the making up a story for the goat of it.
and he does a great job of it though. He really does bring the group together with these bullshit stories.
Yes. So my thing is, I didn't believe it. He said it, and I said, prove it. And he said, oh, I can't, because I can't log into my sports bet. And I was like, oh, bullshit.
Convenient.
But also, I was like, whatever. But the closer we got, the more I was like, I don't think this man's acting. I was like, he was if he was acting,
I don't doubt
very
that he had.
convincing.
I don't doubt that he put like 10, 20, 50 bucks on it. I don't doubt that at all.
He was very convincing about it. If he did put $1,000 on it, which again, we're yet to see the proof, so
Yep.
I don't know. It's been a week and we haven't seen any proof. If he did put $1,000 on it, he won $4,000 on the Wiggles winning. If he did. If not, let's say he put 50 on, still won $200.
Still
a
won
good
like
run.
4 times his money.
Still a good run. I also won 4 times my money. I only had $40 on it. So I won whatever that is.
160.
160. Pretty good. I'll cop that. I put that on at about number 8. The $40. I had $20 on Wiggles to win if you took out Stay. So if Wiggles came second, I still would have won that money. Obviously, you take out Stay, they still came first. So I won that as well.
Yeah.
So I won $200 all up. So I was like, cool, that's easy. He claims he won $4,000. We are yet to see the proof. However, if he did, that's still fucking incredible.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's an idiot, but he's an idiot.
He's
He's
our
$4,000
idiot.
richer, if it's true.
Potentially $4,000 richer.
Anyway, Wiggles winning, fucking awesome. Greatest moment of my life. Everything came full circle. You know, like Tame Impala winning another Hottest 100. That was pretty cool. And then, yeah, obviously Wiggles winning. Fucking dope. Because the better part is Elephant came 12th when it came out. And then the cover of Elephant wins. And I was like, that's kind of funny. But yeah, go the Wiggles. Their cover album actually comes out soon, which is very exciting. Have you heard any of it?
No, I haven't.
So they've released bits of it. I believe they released 4 songs. There's 2 covers that they did. I think one of them is Elephant, but it wasn't originally for that. It was just because that blew up, they made this album. The other one is Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's sick.
It's very cool. And it does actually sound like Wiggles style, which is cool, because that's why I like Elephant, because
Yeah,
it's not
it's like
just a cover. It's a Wiggles cover.
Yeah, they've got the fruit salad.
Yeah, and also just like the instruments are very like
Yummy,
Wiggles,
yummy.
you know? They're like ska, which is like Wiggles type music. Correct. Not scat. Ska.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I'm the scat man. Anyway, not that. But then they also have, in that same album, they have songs that are Wiggles songs, but covered by artists who aren't the Wiggles.
That's pretty sick.
So there's a couple, I think there's a couple that aren't even actual Wiggles songs. They're just songs that the Wiggles would write. I don't
so like high five songs?
I just opened Spotify and realized that last night when we were out for drinks, we were listening to the Barnyard soundtrack.
I'm not sure where the problem is here.
I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm not sure where your issue is here. That's
But
a great,
okay.
great film.
Anyway, let me just quickly open up the Wiggles cover album. This is our last topic for today. Okay, so Re-Wiggled is what the EP was called.
That's sick.
Spacey Jane did a song about Dorothy. And Wiggles did a cover of Pub Feed as well.
That's
on there
that's
too.
sick.
And the Chats did a Wiggles song. So this is what they've done so far. But then in the actual cover album that's coming out, they've just announced, I don't think they've released it, but let me have a look. They are doing a cover of, no, they did release it, a cover of Apple Crumble by Lime Cordiale. And then, yeah, they're going to release a whole album. There's going to be more to it. But yeah, you've got like this, which
But
is
up
the
on
greatest
Wiggles
thing
to win the
ever.
2022.
See how it still sounds like a Wiggle song? That's my favorite part.
No.
How good is this? This is the best thing
That's
ever.
great, yeah.
Are we going to end every podcast with a song? We should. Get copyright claimed or
We're going to get, yeah. The
Hang on, we're gonna
podcast will
end it
last.
with the good one. Hang on. All I need, all I crave is a good pub feed.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Spacey Jane gets so hyped.
Neither. They are really good,
The-
but they're the generic band of this year, of the last 2 years.
They're always really
There's
high.
always one.
I
This is Spacey Jane's best song. by far.
Stop.
You've got the record button, so you can stop whenever you like. Don't let the people miss out on this though.